Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Danganronpa Part 55. In the last video, I don't know, the game has kind of gone off the deep end and I don't know if I'm entirely on board. Before we continue, I should probably wait until we finish this before I start really giving my thoughts, but as of right now, I'll give like a brief little summary of why I'm a little not a huge fan of where the game's going right now. I just feel like they had this logical thing going with Mukuro and Junko, like with Mukuro having faked her death with Junko's body. And that like made sense. And it felt like it was going to be this cool moment where the report card was actually like important, like the information in the report card. Because like that would have been kind of cool. Like what seems like really arbitrary information if it actually came back around and was important in the case. But instead they just kind of didn't do that, and I feel like the explanations for why Junko killed Mukuro, they don't make any sense. Like Mukuro pretends to be Junko because reasons. It was really arbitrary. There isn't an actual explanation for it. And then they act like Junko killed Mukuro when Mukuro clearly broke the rules of her own accord, knowing what would happen. Like, I mean, she had to have been in on it from the start. Like, I don't know. I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt because I have really enjoyed it up to this point. I thought it's done a really good job, but I do feel like this is a little just being wacky for the sake of being wacky. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
But how? How is she surprised? We knew that was going to happen. This wasn't supposed to... So
you figured it out?
So did they lie to her?
Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that?
So was she, I guess she was lied to and told that she wouldn't be killed? Like, I don't...
You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar?
And also, this shit's obnoxious, if I'm being honest.
Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
Can we stop this bit?
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited.
Does she have mushrooms growing out of her head now?
Huh?
Killing my precious sister with my own two hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Oh man, and when Togami's telling you that shit, fucking sociopath 101.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but This is a whole nother level of nuts!
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic.
I don't know about any of those.
I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, not even close, actually.
No. I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood.
Well, I mean, she did say something about disappointment to the family, and considering the resources, I assume she comes from someone rich.
Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow! You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one?
Dude, I just can't stop hearing Chie from Persona 4.
Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating.
I don't actually know if it's the same voice actress, but this voice sounds exactly the same.
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then, we'll have our victory!
I can't wait.
Uh-huh.
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
We didn't take an exam.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Thinking back to what Monokuma's told us, the memories that were stolen from us and the motives, the founding, the class trial. The motives. Motives? It's either that or founding.
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important.
Can we just stick with this voice? It's the one that I hate the least. Well, I don't mind this one. The others are just obnoxious.
It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Theme?
So the first one was about, like, concern for the outside world with the videos. The second one was your own secrets, because that was like your deepest, darkest secret. The third one was money, and the fourth one was there actual motive? It was just about like distrust, like revealing that Sakura was the agent at one point, or like was working for the mastermind. And then the fifth, there wasn't really a motive for the fifth one, right?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
It was like the outside world. Human connections?
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
I mean, if anything, you think that'd have the opposite effect, right? If you cut off all their connections to the outside world, then wouldn't that make them more, like... that could make you more accepted of the whole situation. Well, it's like, well, I don't have anything going for me outside if my family's dead, so I may as well stick here. Like, I don't know.
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
I mean, I guess there's also the element of, like, you wouldn't believe it to be true, so.
Okay, time for the next question.
Skip, pass, please stop.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
Theme was the past.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah!
Kill me.
And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
Well, not really, right? His thing was that he kind of killed Chihiro in a blind fit of rage and jealousy because he felt like Chihiro was becoming stronger than him, so to speak. He felt like so ashamed by what he had done in the past that he just kind of emotionally broke down and lashed out at Chihiro and killed her, or killed him.
So,
I don't really know what to...
How long do you plan on dragging this out?
Because I guess technically Chihiro wasn't, like, was... I don't know. That's a different discussion. That's not time for now about what gender preference you should probably call Chihiro.
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question.
This is like really with Chihiro is like they were pretending to be a girl, not out of any sense of that they felt like they didn't belong as a male, but instead it was because it was as like a shield from criticism or something. I don't know. It didn't really make that much sense to me.
So, what was the motive for the third murder?
Like really, they wanted to be accepted as a boy, but they masqueraded as a girl because they felt it was easier, I guess. Greed?
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again!
Please stop this.
Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
Well, I mean...
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Just because of the way the murder setup works, any type of murder is greed, right? You're saying that you value your own life and escaping over the lives of everyone else who's still alive. So of course, I mean, all the theme of greed is for all of them. The act of taking someone's life means that you're greedy and you value your own life more than others.
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go.
Like, I don't really think the money had that much of a motivation for Celeste. I mean, like, it was, but I think the bigger motivation was just getting out of there.
Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
Betrayal?
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Uh-huh.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope.
Okay.
Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours?
I feel you, Byakuya.
Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
So, our memories were removed because we needed to have the hope of escaping, maybe? Because if we had known that we had accepted to come here with the knowledge that we may never escape, we wouldn't have had any hope of escaping, and then the thing wouldn't have worked, I guess?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories,
okay.
I gave you hope.
I got it.
Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
God, if only Sakura were here and she could just crush this lady's skull and get us out of here.
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
Is the world, like, destroyed outside?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Huh? Really?
Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
I'm guessing it's not gonna be good. The outside world?
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there?
Did Radical 6 kill all of humanity?
Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Okay. What the fuck? Uh-huh. They're really big fans of the TV show, I see.
What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? This whole thing is
That
insane.
world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, cause it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, cause now it's time for the final class trial!
What? Okay. Genocide Jack's memory, locker notebook, locker pocketbook.
Come on!
So Genocide Jack's memory. Their individual memories are separate. What were the other things? Group photo. Photo of Kyoko and Headmaster. Okay. Locker notebook. Notes for a different number of classes. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair.
What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us,
Crazy,
I
confusing
don't understand
video?
a damn thing.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another
The
one of your
footage
practical
we
jokes?
saw.
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
If nobody can remember anything.
Get
No,
blasted.
that's wrong.
Now, how do we... so, I guess if only Toko's memory was wiped...
She might remember.
Yeah, okay.
Who might remember?
I'll roll with it.
The other Toko, Genocide Jack.
What?
The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
So shouldn't she have, like, I don't know, casually mentioned it at least once, or at least made a joke about it?
What do you say, Toko?
Unless maybe she did and I missed it?
Are you telling me to swap places with her?
Yeah, go sniff some pepper, please.
No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Achoo! Ah, fucking knew it.
Dun, da, da, da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer.
That's a good line.
Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet ya.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough. Just look at the stupid screen.
Aye, aye. Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Okay.
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier?
Because she hates humanity?
I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
And, I mean, did you see Hina attempt to lie?
More importantly, if you really
If she's
do
saying it, it
remember,
must be true.
what is it?
Or it really means something.
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
So the tragedy was not just the murder of a couple students in Hope's Peak, right?
The tragedy?
Because, I mean, that's awful, but it's not really the most awful event in human history.
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening, but it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
If I hear that phrase one more time with no context, I'm going to uninstall.
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event.
What is?
Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful,
All right,
most tragic
then
event
let's
in
play's
human
over.
history.
I'm uninstalling. No, I'm joking.
And as a result,
Just
in
tell us
basically no
already.
time flat, the world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
That's all there is to it? come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics.
Thanks.
Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
Ah! I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words,
We don't have to explain shit, just roll with it.
the world has ended.
You've
the
invested
important
too much
thing.
time. You have to just roll with it at this point.
How can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous. I have another ridiculous story to tell you.
I can't get any fucking stupider than this shit.
It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait.
Byakuya, you're poor as shit. Welcome to the pleb gang.
You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
I think it probably rose to greatness.
Correct. Well done, peasant.
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it. Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
Welcome to being poor, Byakuya. Rent's due first of the month.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
Dibs on the title. Dibs on the title.
They couldn't possibly be gone! The Togami family is destined to guide the world!
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago. If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Well, it was probably more than a couple weeks.
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
So we've been here for 2 years.
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Wait, what? 2 years ago? What is that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth.
That's not the most ridiculous thing you've said so far. Like that, I'll roll with that.
And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Join the club, hero. We don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us, if what Junko said is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so. So the memories she took for are, the tragedy? Okay. There's more to it. She said something about coming here 2 years ago. Oh, I guess this is our life at Hope's Peak. Yeah. I know.
I got it!
I don't know why I didn't pick
If
that.
we accept that what you say is true,
I think maybe I thought that said life before Hope's Peak. I don't know.
then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Okay.
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life.
Join the club.
That's not possible!
I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. Okay. Probably group photo or something. Or handbook. Or notebook.
2 years worth of memories.
Let's try.
I could never lose
Notebook.
something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything!
Or
Heck, I've
anything.
never even gone to a single class! This is
I
all
got
just-
blasted.
Plus, how freaking old am I?
Everyone's so
Yeah, I get it. I get it. We just
2
missed.
years. I could never lose.
We've been living here? Hell no! I mean, I haven't gone to- Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
No, that's wrong.
Incorrect. They gave us 6 minutes for that? Or like 6 minutes and 30, so maybe it was even 7 minutes.
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. What the? This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's
Who
mine.
knows?
And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it.
I like the theory that Kyoko had a secret twin. I like that more than this.
But just like Hiro, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here!
I mean, the mystery's not solved. They still have. They're just like, the world ended. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Also, we took all your memories because we can do that, and we're doing this because reasons. Just roll with it. Don't ask any questions. We're not gonna explain it.
Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
And then you get the most obnoxious character the world's ever seen yelling at you.
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out
I
on?
mean, it's not really that big a deal. I feel like the world ending is a bigger deal.
How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, right
my
before
God.
everyone's eyes.
Never say that
the
phrase
world
again.
Came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game.
Okay.
Oh, and there's one other thing. To
So
be
we-
even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
So we chose to be in this.
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you.
I'm not.
To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out what?
So we signed up for the killing game to get our memories wiped. To prove to the world that there's still something to be hopeful about.
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart. You talking about the moment where he must have... When I got my acceptance letter at the entrance ceremony when I fainted. I mean, so when him entering the school, was that 2 years ago and not a couple weeks? So I guess fainted?
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't.
That just felt like it was
think
so
of any time
obvious
other
that I
than
was like a little
that
confused.
day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall, when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey! 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, but
by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's what they reveal.
I feel like the game is taking so fucking long to get to the point.
You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together. And then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated.
I mean, it's an interesting twist, I guess.
What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
I mean, I'm not gonna pretend I hadn't thought of that idea at all. I mean, it kind of seemed like a possibility, especially with the way they mentioned the airwaves were completely taken over. I would figure the only way that could happen is if the outside governments weren't really stable anymore.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
Now, I'm not a huge fan of just the explanation of the world being destroyed. It's just, it happened. Don't worry about it. That's a little annoying. I hope they do at least give some sort of explanation.
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly.
I guess we'll stop here. I'm gonna keep trying to push on and finish the game, even though I'm... I don't know. Not really a huge fan of where things have gone in the past, like, hour, if I'm being completely honest. But hopefully it'll wrap it up and it'll be good. I still got some faith. And even if the ending is bad, the game's still pretty good as a whole. So, I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.